Most people think email is dead, but the data says otherwise. Brands that use email see up to 44% more revenue. So why are so many sellers still struggling to get into the inbox? Well, in this episode, Daniel Schneider uncovers the real reason why your cold emails and newsletters aren't working, and it has nothing to do with the subject line. From hidden spam traps to domain reputation and properly seeding your email, we break down exactly what's stopping your messages from reaching your customers. And wait until you hear what happened when we tested our own email list. Let's just say it was worse than expected. Our guest is a co-founder of Warmy.io, an AI-powered email deliverability tool that helps you land in the inbox, not in the spam folder. With years of experience scaling SaaS startups and a passion for automation and AI, he focuses helping businesses maximize their outreach performance through smarter deliverability strategies. So I can't wait to talk to him. We're going to be welcoming Daniel Schneider. But before we do that, let's thank our sponsors. The podcast is brought to you by Sellerboard, the Sophie Society, the Titan Network, and Connect Cash. So thank you all sponsors. Without your help, we couldn't get this done.
Today's a great topic. I know it's one that
Who's talking about this?
I know. I don't see it talked about enough.
It's probably, this is going to be awesome for Simon. But if you're on Amazon and you're working your email list, or if worst, you don't have an email list, what you're missing out on. But the thing about today, it's going to be so great. We've gone through this. We've had issues, and I learned a ton. We thought all of our emails were getting through. If people weren't opening them, it's because, they either didn't want to, they thought we sucked. We just thought, okay, it got in the inbox. Well, that was a bunch of crap. We weren't getting in the inbox. And that's why this is so important today. So I see Simon's on, Theo's here. So I think you guys are going to really love what we're going to get into, and nobody's talking about it. All right, so let's get into this. So questions or comments, throw them in the comment section and sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the show. Welcome, Daniel. How's it going, sir?
Welcome.
Good to see you.
Everything is okay. Thank you. Same here.
We got to know each other directly through Talor with another app that you have called AnyBiz, which helps to find retail buyers. And so very popular app. And then out of the blue, we were using our newsletter. So get this, if you get our newsletter, we had a drop. We had like a 75% drop in open rates. Like, I was panicking. Kelsey couldn't figure this out. And so we were looking at Beehive and we're going, what the heck's happening? And then we were also warming up or trying to send out cold email for a client. And so same sort of issues. And then I contacted a guy on Fiverr who turned out to be incredible. His name is Julian. And so he said, oh, you got to check out this Warmy.io. I'll walk you through it. So what it did is it takes 40 emails. It's all free. It takes 40 emails. You open up your email server, whatever client that you're using. We were using, I think, MailSend, but you could use Klaviyo or whatever you want. You create a new campaign, drop them in, and within about 3 to 5 minutes, your heart will drop. You'll find out exactly how many emails are not going into the inbox. Julian's doing this with me, and I'm sitting there going, no, that's completely wrong. It can't be. He's going, oh, no, this is right. So then we kind of walked through the whole process. I ended up talking to Talor, who's on here today, and he mentioned that you owned Warmy, which was just crazy. What a crazy coincidence. And you knew Julian, who's, I think you said, your best friend, which is nuts. So I just thought that was hilarious. But I guess I should go back to the starting point is, first of all, the importance of sending out email. Like, this is coming from Sean Hart from back a year or two ago, and this hasn't changed. For Amazon sellers, roughly, you're missing 44% of revenue by not building a list and sending out emails. 44%. And that's easy. That's without doing work. And those are usually people that have already brought emails into you. So can you expand on that? Like, I just want to know if people are coming to you and they're surprised that email's even working.
Yes. So before that, I will tell a bit about myself. I also started as an Amazon seller, and I understand everything, how important it is. And then, I started these softwares. I'm a tech guy. I spent more than 10 years in university. I developed this for myself as an Amazon seller, and then I found it very interesting, this cold emailing or the email world and the email deliverability. When I started to reach out to different businesses via email, because email is a very cheap and effective way to generate leads and business. But the main problem is the deliverability. If you can crack the deliverability problem, then the ROI on the emails are very, very high.
But what do you say to people that say nobody reads these emails? Emails are dead or they smell funny.
No, so the email market is growing year over year, and the number of users is growing. The statistics is available and recently published by HubSpot, which is one of the biggest CRM companies. And definitely the email. The first thing that people are doing that when they start working in some company is open up a new email account. So this is something that very intuitive. And people are reading emails. Emails are more kind of official way to communicate. So and we see it with our business, which is benefiting from this. But the deliverability problem is also growing. So emails, the emails are going more and more to the spam folder and the promotional tab. So this is the problem that the email users are facing.
And we're going to get to this in a little bit later on, but just the right ways to write the email. So even in the body of the email or in the subject, that there are certain ways that you can get through, and people probably aren't even realizing that they're setting themselves up for failure just because they're doing a few things wrong. We'll get to that in a second, but I want to go back to something that's not sexy. I started receiving some spoof emails, and I reached out to Julian, who is taking care of our email accounts. And then with that, we started looking at other email accounts that I have. I've got a lot of different email accounts. What he came back with, and I knew about this, but I didn't know how important it was, setting up the DKIM, the DMARC, the SPK, I think it's called, and your all your files. I wasn't a tech guy. I just thought you'd hit a button and it went out. And all of a sudden he's going through and he's showing me all this, like these different elements that you need. Can you explain just very briefly the importance of each of these elements and what happens if you don't set them up properly?
Yeah, so this is mainly done for the security of your domain and meaning your business. I can send, if you don't set SPF, DKIM, and DMARC, I can send emails on your behalf, okay? And I can cheat people, right? So if I send email on your behalf or, and ask them for a credit card, I don't know, for something, so I can cheat. And this is super important whenever you buy any domain for any reason. These three elements, you do SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. It's very easy to set them up. It seems a bit technical, but it's not hard. But then you keep your business on the safe side, so nobody can act like you. And but if you don't do that, I can take advantage of it and actually send emails on your behalf.
And that's one of the things that happened to me. People were receiving emails for crypto investment that I was, suggesting it, which thank you, Matt Phillips, for letting me know about that. But the other thing about like DMARC, for example, like if you're sending from multiple areas or you reside on different servers, you've got to make sure that like you've got your domain name, but if that resides on different servers, or if you're working with different servers or clients, you've got to make sure that those have multiple DMARC. Is that correct?
Correct. Exactly.
So yes. You might be missing out. And then if you are missing out on that, then you could have a problem.
Honestly, I will not, just not to scare everyone with these technical things. I know some of the time it sounds scary. Just to set it up and forget. We can go deeper as experts to set up DMARCs in the right way. But just to keep you on the safe side. You set it up at the beginning, three protocols, and that's it.
Right. So I just saw a question that's pretty important to everybody. I think Theo was asking about, we're talking about Amazon. Yes, we are. We're talking about the importance of building a list. So what we typically do is we build lists from either the insert. So the insert will drive somebody over. Let's say you have a knife and you want to, like it's a chef's knife, and you want to get an email address. We provide something of value added. So what we do is the Amazon customer gets it, scans the QR code, goes over, and we give an extended warranty. Actually, it's a lifetime warranty. Plus, we provide a cookbook and we provide a meal plan. This gives us the emails, and these are good emails. They love the product. Like if we have a launch or if we have a special, a pre-Black Friday deal, we can send it out. But what we like to do is send out the meal plan. This is something that worked out perfectly once a week to keep in front of our customers' face. We got about 7,000 loyal customers that open up the emails. And then I do have, and I think this is really important, I have one customer that has 280,000 emails. He's never emailed them. It's a brand that people love, and there's tons of repeat buyers, but he doesn't want to do that because he doesn't want to annoy them. Well, annoy the hell out of them. And if they don't want it, they'll just unsubscribe. In fact, if they unsubscribe, that's a really great thing. But don't be afraid to email out your clients, because you're leaving tons of money on the table. It's about building a list, and every Amazon seller can do this. It's not hard. Anything to add to that, Daniel?
As you said, I mean, people. Some of the time, people are coming to us, and also they have a list of millions of contacts. They're mainly doing affiliate marketing, etc. And some of the time they're afraid. Some of the time they don't know how to do that. But as I said, email channel is very, very effective to generate more revenue and brand awareness. I don't know why people are afraid of it. It's an amazing channel, very easy with the tools today to be successful and make a lot of money.
Like for branding, we do that with our newsletter. So we send out our newsletter once a week, and we've built up that list to just over, 10 to 11,000 people. And these are people that want to listen. We segment the list. If people open it all the time, that's our A list. Some of the time, B list, and people that never open it, probably going into their spam. Then we segment that. When we send out our newsletter, we know that these people want to know what we're all about. That's the same thing with any brand that's out there, knife company. And I see it, knife company. I'm not into knives. I'm into chef knives, but so I have a client that has really incredible kitchen utensils, including knives, and he's using this and it's going really well. But a lot of people don't realize when they're sending out their email. So I talk to many sellers and they say, oh yeah, they have a list, might be 500 people. And I send them out on my Gmail, on my domain. What's wrong with that?
First of all, it's very, very important to when you are going to send your emails, it's better not to send for your main domain of the business. You can actually kill your domain, kill your business, and I will tell you how. So let's say you just sent to your 10,000 subscribers an email, which you don't know their engagement. Okay, let's say we don't know how they engage with the email, and some of them clicked on the spam and reported you as a spammer because they didn't expect to receive from you an email. What you just did, you destroyed the reputation of your domain, meaning the next email will land more in the spam. But more than that, you can destroy even your SEO ranking, which is the search engine optimization, because Google sees everything. And if you're a spammer, you're probably a bad guy. And Google don't want to collaborate with you. So the first rule is never, ever send emails to people that you are not sure if they're going to engage. Engage meaning open the email, scroll, read the email, maybe click on some links. If you don't sure, you can just buy a dummy domain. can be similar to your main domain, but if this domain will be dead, nothing will happen. You're just gonna lose $5 to $10 when you bought the domain. So this is a very important rule, and people are coming to us when they already destroyed everything, and they're like a doctor. They are panicking and they have a problem. What should they do now? So to avoid all the future problems, buy dummy domain, and it will help a lot.
Also, would you recommend going to a service like a Klaviyo, a Moose End? I mean, there's a million out there, instead of just blasting it out through Google?
It depends. It depends on what you are trying to achieve. It depends on the volumes that you are sending. If you are sending designed emails and you have a very big list of subscribers, better to go to a service that actually has the expertise in sending this kind of newsletters. If you are sending cold emails, these are emails that you send to people that never expected to see the emails from you. I would recommend to send like a plain text and directly kind of your Gmail account, but again, not from the main domain. So it depends on the volumes, how many contacts you send to. It depends on of the type of email, whether it's designed email, an HTML, or a plain text. And the final goal, what you are trying to achieve with the email, whether you are trying to achieve someone to purchase, or you are promoting something, or you want to try to book a demo or something, or a sales call with the prospect. So it depends on so many things. Another thing that I have to say, if you are sending cold emails, again, the emails that people are not expecting to receive, a lot of tools will not let you do that. It's illegal with their terms of service, right? And why? Again, it's logical. Let's say you bought a list of 100,000 Amazon sellers or users, and you want to send them a cold email. Obviously, these users didn't expect to receive the email from you, and they start clicking report as spam. What you're gonna do? You are not only destroying your domains, but you also destroying the IPs of the tool, of the what you just mentioned, Klaviyo or Mailchimp, or all these tools, and they don't want you to destroy their IPs. So they will ban you and actually close your account, because it's totally illegal to send cold emails.
Here's another point. I am a reseller with HostGator. So I have all my domains at HostGator. Well, guess what? Do not send your emails from a shared server, because what will happen, and this has happened to me, where you send out, like I've got some domains that we would send out smaller emails, just, people weren't getting them. Even Kelsey, at the beginning, we were sending out Lunch with Norm emails to certain people. They weren't getting them. We took a look at it, and what happened, we were blacklisted on like a bunch of different servers. So people weren't getting our emails. And the reason for this is because you're on a server. And if somebody has done something like spammed out, not you, but somebody in another company that you have no clue, you can be blacklisted, and then you're done on that server for sending out emails. And we were doing it. We were sending out a bunch of emails. We were blasting out when we didn't know. And, it came back that we had to change around everything. We had to move out Lunch with Norm. We had to move out a bunch of different domains to go through different email servers. So let's also talk about, well, actually, I just thought about this. What about, like you were talking about a reputation with Google. What about the reputation with the LLMs right now? Could that affect it?
This is a very good question, but no. There is no, it's not affected. We attend almost every conference about email deliverability around the world, and we talk to all these email providers, spam filter companies, because it's a different company. I mean, that give service to, let's say, Google. They have other companies that give service for spam filters, and they don't care about all these kind of things as of today. And right now, what is the most important thing that actually impacts deliverability? The highest priority is the domain reputation and the IP reputation. This is kind of 70-80% of the success.
So if you're just talking about domain authority, and when you buy a fresh domain, I mean, it's got no authority. It's just, nothing. Should people look at going out and buying an older domain that has more authority? It might cost, like, it might be a premium domain, but is that something people should look at?
If you can buy an older domain, yes, but the problem with an older domain, if it's already old, meaning the name of the domain, you probably cannot choose it, right? So it's better always to choose a domain which looks similar to your main domain. So if your company is company.com, so you better buy trycompany.com, mycompany.com, etc. So people, when they receive an email, they will be understanding that it's probably you. And now you can also see it, by the way. Check your inbox, and you see from very big companies, they do the same. Even HubSpot sending emails, marketing emails, they don't send from the main domain. They send or from a dummy domain, even Amazon, by the way, or from a dummy domain, which looks like Amazon, or
Right.
maybe, or from a subdomain. Subdomain is a different form of having another domain. Subdomain behaves as a main as another domain. What is subdomain? Let's say company.com. So you can have marketing.company.com, and this calls subdomain, and this behaves like another domain.
Okay, so we're at the bottom of the hour, and if this is the first time you're listening, we do something at the top of the hour called the Wheel of Kelsey, and this is where our guest gives away a prize. And today, Daniel, what is the prize?
To give to the guests.
That's correct.
Yeah, so we have a prize of we give 6 months for free for a premium account on Warmy.
That's incredible. So if you have not heard of Warmy before, check it out. It's warmy.io, and 6 months. That's great. I'm going to enter it. So if you want to enter it, it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag 2 people. You'll get a second entry. And Kels, let's go do a commercial. If you're selling on Amazon and you're not using Seller Board, well, here's what you're missing. Real profit calculations, accounting for all fees, returns, ad spend, VAT, and even time-based COGS and shipping costs. Plus, inventory forecasting. You'll know exactly when to reorder, how much, and avoid those costly stockouts. You'll get smart PPC automation. Seller Board doesn't just track ads, it improves them with bid optimization, keyword rules, and budget reallocation. You'll get reimbursement tools, find and claim back money for damaged stock, unreturned items, or Amazon fee errors. You'll get alerts, review requests, and listing monitors so you can stay informed and be reactive. And now, Walmart sellers are covered too. You can connect your Walmart account and unlock the same profitability tracking with no Amazon account. Plans start at just $19, and you'll get a 2-month free trial if you use this link. So stop guessing, start growing, use Seller Board, the accurate profit analytics tool for Amazon and Walmart sellers. Okay, so now can you just give us sort of a step-by-step list people should do when they've got their email list? What is the step-by-step list that they should do to have an optimized email campaign?
Great question. So first thing, the email list that you just bought or collected, verify the emails. What does it mean? Make sure the emails are actually real or not, and will not bounce. Okay, these cases that emails are bouncing because emails are not exist anymore, or people changing their place of work. So this is the first thing. Just verify it. It's super important to keep the domain reputation. Number 2 is buy a dummy domain. It should look like your main domain. It should feel like your main domain, but it's not your main domain. So don't send emails from your main domain. Third, for this domain, set up 3 things: SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. You set them up and nobody can mimic your behavior. Number 4, you need to build, because it's a new domain without any reputation, you want to build a reputation fast. You can use the warm-up tool. This is one of the things that we are doing to faster build a reputation for the domain, and now your domain is ready to use. Number 4 is to start sending your actual emails. You start gradually sending the emails and see what is happening. What does it mean? People are engaging or not. What is engaging? Clicking or replying or booking a call, something like that. I want to say something about open rates. Open rates, I personally don't recommend to you to measure open rates, because open rates are fakes now. It is a fake number. It's not real. Today, the email providers can open the emails by themselves. I mean, the machine can open the email. You think that the user opened the email, but actually nobody opened, and it's not recommended to measure. Measure the final result, because emails is a step to achieve something. More purchases, more clicks, more something, because email, it cannot be the final goal, just to send an email. So and when you measure, you see the numbers. If the numbers you are satisfied from the numbers, the number of people click, so all good. Whenever it drops, you need to stop sending any emails, keep the warm up working on the background, recover the domain, and you can start sending again. Some of the people can ask, so what should I do whenever the domain is dead? Buy more domains. We have users with more than 3,000 domains. They own more than 3,000 domains. And what they're doing, they are rotating between these domains and always keep sending emails. So this is kind of the step-by-step rules to send emails. And just for you to know, there are businesses that rely only on emails to generate millions of revenue every single month. And we see them in the conferences that we go and everywhere. So
Yeah, it's so important. And just with that newsletter that we send out, we get more leads from the newsletter than any other marketing that we do. So on the podcast, people will reach out and they'll ask, if I can help them out, or just in my other companies, the way that we market. Our email campaigns get the best results. And the other thing to remember, when you're building up that email campaign that you're talking about, depending on exactly what you want to set out and do. Is it a promotional email that you want to set out? Well, I don't recommend sending out a promotional email right off the bat. I want to kind of lure people in, give them value, more value, more value. And then, you got a deal. They love the brand. Boom, hit them with something. And for example, don't wait for Black Friday. Don't wait for Prime Day. Do a pre-Prime Day sale to your A-list, which could be your repeat customers. They'll take advantage of it. And for the most part, they're your loyal customers. So you're not really having to discount too much, which is even better because a lot of people discount during Prime Day. But the other thing that you talked about, and I just want to follow up on this, you talk about, sending out emails, and if it's not working, you got to warm it up. What are you talking about you have to do? What are these warm-ups that you're talking about?
So this is what I do for my living. Domains, when you buy them and they are new, they have no reputation. The internet doesn't know anything about these domains. And whenever they're new, the email providers, they're listed in some lists. The email providers knows that if they will receive emails from this domain, probably they will send it to spam, because it's a new domain. Why you are sending so much emails? You want to build a reputation. You want to send this domain to the gym and faster, get the reputation. So they will be stronger, more email providers know about them, and they will show good activity. So kind of these domains will send emails. People will engage with these emails, and then the reputation will be built. But you need enough people to send them. So this is what is the warm-up process is doing. Kind of creating positive activities with the email sent from this new domain, showing the email provider this is a good domain, and building a strong reputation. And then you can send to your contacts, and the emails will land in the inbox.
Now, does AI have anything to do with automating the warm-up or boosting the sender reputation?
Yes. There are so many email providers out there and so many cases that the AI and the machine learning that we developed, optimizing the process, how to do that. It's not a stupid process at all. At the very beginning that we started, it was, just back and forth email, with positive engagement, but today it's much more sophisticated. As I said, depends on the domain age, the domain name, the domain location, the IPs it sent, so many decisions that the AI and the machine learning takes every single second. So yes, so a lot of technology behind it. As I said, I'm very techy, and we are a tech company, so this is what I'm excited about.
And I'm glad you're dumbing everything down for me, because when you say tech, it goes over my head. So thank you. Let's talk about some real life examples. Like, are there any companies that you can just talk about that have just had incredible ROI?
Yeah, so we had an enterprise company, very famous, that came to us with that they. By the way, when we just started the business, but we couldn't handle this customer, it was Samsung. Samsung just when we started after 6 months when we started the company, it was really innovative things to do, and they found out about us. Samsung, imagine I don't know, but imagine they have 100 million users in their newsletter, for example. They want to send an email about a new smartphone they developed. So imagine if we just help with 1% of the emails landing in the inbox, how much money they're gonna make. Only 1%. This is enough. This is with Samsung. We didn't work with them. It was in our early days. But right now we work with a lot of big enterprise companies, and we scaled their engagement rate from 10% to 75 with what we're doing, from 10 to 75%. A very famous company, and yeah, and the results are incredible, because as I said, they see the ROI immediately. For them, it was converting to money directly. So every email converted to money. Some of our customers converting it to demo meetings, for example, for their SaaS company. So many use cases. E-commerce also a very popular segment that we serve. With e-commerce, there are so many tools that you can measure the revenue from the emails. And again, the results are very good. As I said, size of the list, but imagine you convert only in 1% or 10% your audience, you make a lot of money. And I remember when I was selling on Amazon by myself, so depends on the price of the product, but you can make a lot of money out of emails.
Right, absolutely. And just to give you an example, so we talked about Julian, the person that's working with us to help maintain our email deliverability now. He went over and he started working with Warmy, and that's how I got to find out that Daniel was there. But we had almost zero deliverability on one account, like zero. And this, I think we got into Yahoo and we got into private SMTPs, but for Outlook and for Google Workspace and for Gmail, it was red. There was just nothing. So I believe, if Julian, if you're listening, I believe he sent me an email the other day saying things are working out. We've gone from whatever it was, like at best 20%. Now we're at 95. That's a big deal. That's
Amazing.
a huge deal. So it's so important that you take these steps. And one other thing, and I'm really excited about all of this, if you can't tell, but I really wanted to get Daniel on here, because if you're doing this and you think you're doing it and you're not getting results, and people are saying, oh, you should get 44% more, well, it's probably because nobody's seeing your emails. So just by doing a few things right, you'll see some improvements. Now, a couple of other things I wanted to talk about, we've touched on this, but the best practices you can do for either setting up your domain and the infrastructure. Can we go through that?
Definitely. As I said, and I'll repeat it again, never send from your main domain. This is the first thing I recommend doing. If you are sending to a list that of users or people that probably going to engage with your email, go to these famous platforms like MailChimp or Klaviyo or OmniSend. So many out there. You choose whatever you like or according to the price, but all of them are good enough to send them your designed emails. Okay, designed emails, and you can optimize it all the time. For these users, you can send, but again, not from your main domain. If you are into cold emails, meaning you send to users that never expected to see any email from you because you want to generate more customers. Let's say you bought a list of people over 50 in Israel, and you want to send them an offer for your product, and maybe they will buy, I don't know. So I don't recommend to send from MailChimp, Klaviyo, Omnisend. It's better for you to buy, again, different domains from your main domain, a lot of Google Workspaces accounts, a lot of them, and automatically send these cold emails in the format of a plain text, like you typed it on Gmail, and not a designed email, because it will not probably not land in the inbox. So this is two kind of things that I would recommend, and we are doing it by ourselves. Whenever we send cold emails, it looks like a plain text that we wrote. Today, you even can personalize these emails. Today, we by ourselves developed, and you can play a bit with this Perplexity, ChatGPT together, and personalize every email you send automatically according to what people did on LinkedIn or on I don't know, other channels. So for cold emails, this is amazing to personalize your emails and send in bulk to many people, and you don't care if the domain is gonna die. You buy another domain, etc. On the other side, if you have a list of people that want to hear from you, you go to MailChimp, Klaviyo, Omnisend, or all these tools, and you send from these tools. You can also automate many things there, and these are the best practices. And some of the time it sounds very hard or not comfortable to do emails, but as I said, the ROI on the emails is amazing. And if you will crack it, you will see you will never leave the email channel, because it becomes very profitable, it's very convenient, and people just love it. On the other side, you can do SMS, which is much more annoying, and I don't know about the legal stuff. What you can do, PPC on Google, on Facebook, which is much more expensive. So email still the best channel, at least in my opinion.
I agree with that, and that was just a nugget that you talked about with Google Workspace. You know, making sure that you pay for Google Workspace, you have your account set up, and you might have multiple domains there. And I don't know if you agree or disagree with this, but with Google Workspace, in one account, you can really multiple domains within the workspace. So it makes it really easy.
You can manage multiple domains, multiple email accounts, and it's very convenient. Then you have a huge volume that you can send and generate a lot of leads to your business.
So I don't want to get anybody confused here, but if you want that domain, you open it up, you buy it through whoever, Namecheap, and then you go over to Google Workspace, this is a paid account. Now you have that account, that domain. Don't get confused with what I'm going to say, and hopefully Daniel agrees with me, but I set up usually 3 inboxes. So 3 different inboxes that I will be working out of. So under each one of those domains, so let's say we have 3 or 4 domains, each of the inboxes, each domain will have 3 inboxes. Now, I don't know if you recommend more, but that's typically what we're doing.
It's a good number. It depends on the engagement again. If the people engage and your emails are very good and they're engaging with your messages, so you can buy less mailboxes per domain and that's it, or more mailboxes per domain. Sorry, 10 per domain. So you kind of not spend money on the domains, but it depends on the engagement. But the rule that you said sounds very logical, and you can work with that.
Great. Let's talk a little bit about Warmy, and then we're going to get to a few questions that we have. So what the heck is Warmy?
Yeah, so I started everything with sending by myself a lot of emails to generate leads to my Amazon business, etc. And this is how I also met Talor. But one day I realized there is a problem. My emails probably, or nobody cares about my products, or my emails end in the spam folder. I guess someone should be interested in my product. So so the second option is the right option. Email started to land in the spam, and I was really fascinated about this problem. Why my email is going to the spam? So I turned on all my years in the university and then in other tech companies, and I said I want to research it. And I also called my brother, which is much smarter than me, and we together started to understand what is happening, and we started to try to solve this problem to ourselves, so we will stop landing in the spam and more in the inbox and actually grow our Amazon business. But we realized that we understood something interesting. We found the solution to the spam problem. So we slowly left our Amazon business, and was really fascinating about the tech problem and about this crazy issue of email sending the spam, and we wanted to help ourselves and others to solve it. So we started Warmy, and Warmy actually helping to analyze the problem and solve the problem of emails landing in the spam folder. So this is what is Warmy, like a doctor. First give you the problem, what's happening. As you said, my emails are not landing in Google Workspace or in Outlook or in Yahoo, and the solution to solve it, and everything with the software without a lot of headache, and helping the senders, the good senders, to land in the inbox and generate more revenue from their emails. Yes, and this is what we're focusing right now, and this is what is Warmy. We're more than 80 people in the company, 4 years in the business, 4.5, and I'm excited every day because a lot is happening in this area.
Yeah, it's great. And the other beautiful part is, to get started, everything's free. So you can just go in under free tools. You'll see email resource. I think it's email deliverability test. And you click on that, and then you just follow the instructions, and you'll see exactly how your email is really doing. And then after that, so like we're at the stage where we have these new emails that we're using for cold email. And so Warmy helps set up what they call seeds, and it sends out to the seed accounts. It's like it's 100% deliverability. And so what it looks like to Google is that everything is cool with this domain, and it gives you that authority. So it's really, if you're sending out emails or if you're thinking about it, just check it out. It blew me away when I started to understand how effective this could be, and nobody is talking about it. Let's get over to a couple of questions.
First question is from Simon.
Yep.
More Amazon-based question. I've included inserts offering extended warranty, VIP clubs, and workbooks with a QR code. However, the uptake is very, very low. Any thoughts?
I got some thoughts. Probably whatever you're offering, because I know your products, and it's awful, not awful, it's awesome. They're awesome products. Probably that value added isn't there, Simon. Maybe want to think about something else, and we could talk about that. Just DM me and we can try to figure something out for you. But yeah, with a product like yours, I'm not sure exactly what to do, but yeah, there definitely should be really incredible. I would think that people would want to give their information to you, because nobody wants to give out their email nowadays, unless it's something with value add. And again, I know your product, people should be dying to give their email if it's something value added from you.
Okay, next question. We had two about the domains. So Simon says, what do you mean by having several inboxes? Is it like info at sales, Simon, service, etc.?
So first of all, if you're sending these cold emails, it's better not to send from info sales service, better from Simon, Daniel, this from names. Also, this is important, this semantics. And why you want several inboxes? The answer is simple, because there is a limit that you can send per inbox. Okay, so you're limited. Let's say with Google Workspace, you can send up to officially 2,000, but after 200 you will be blocked. So as lower emails you send per mailbox, then you keep yourself on the safe side. So if you buy more mailboxes, meaning you can send more per day. The 2,000 is per day, which I mentioned. So This is why you want to buy more mailboxes to send more emails. More emails meaning more chance for opportunities.
Okay. On a similar note, cold email is sent from where? Different domains, but how do we deploy if not on MailChimp?
There are so many automation tools out there for cold emails. And MailChimp is not at all for cold emails.
Right.
MailChimp only for newsletters that people subscribe and expect to receive email from you. For cold emails, there are so many other tools that you are allowed to send it, and they really don't care.
Want to name a few?
We have the software, so
Okay.
AnyBiz is our second tool. So yes, but there are so many others.
Yeah. So Warmy does have a tool, but there's tools like Klaviyo, and there's a bunch of others. But you can use but no, you have to be careful with some of these platforms, because if you're sending out a cold email, it's against their terms of service. So you have to be very careful. But we'll put a list of a couple of other apps that you can look at, but also just check out Warmy. They do that.
Okay, we got two more questions. Another one from Simon. If I have a domain that has been used for several years, can I use this domain? Does it need to go to the domain gym, or is it good to go now?
This domain is very, very good. As the older the domain, the better. Okay, so I will keep it for the worst time that you will ever have. Don't use it as the first thing. Okay, use it for the last resort. This domain is worth a lot. The older the domain, the better. So don't just go and destroy it. Be smart.
Okay, that's a good question. What about people in Europe that have to comply with the GDPR?
I'm not a lawyer or attorney, so I don't know, but there are some rules that changing all the time. So it's a responsibility for the business to check. We sent till today, I think, more than 500 million cold emails. Never had a problem. So, but it doesn't mean that in the next email we will not have. So I don't know.
Yeah, you might want to check on that, Simon. Talk to ChatGPT first, and then talk to a lawyer.
All right. Last question. If you have used the main email domain in the past, how do you check the condition of the domain?
I will share my screen. We have this free tool on Warmy. So if you go to free tools, click on email deliverability test, you run a quick test. And if the results look like, most of them are green and everything, so don't be afraid. So this is just an example. Yeah. So if most of the things are green, meaning you're landing in the inbox, so all is good. If not all is good, so it's better to start trying to see where is the problem, solve it, and never send from your main domain. That's it. This is one of the tests I recommend doing.
Right. And I'm just throwing it out there. I have had really incredible results with your best friend. I actually found him on Fiverr. He's not the $5 guy. He's a lot more expensive, but he is worth it. And Julian, what I'll do is, if he gives me the okay, I'll put it into our WhatsApp group and give out his information. How do people get a hold of Warmy or you, or how do they get started?
You can visit our website, warmy.io. My email is daniel@warmy.io. We have a lot of people to help. You can book a call. It's very easy. So from today, we have a calendar to meet an advisor to help you. And it's very, very simple. We made it very, very simple to talk to us or to use the platform without talking to us if you are shy.
All right. So let's go to a sponsor, and then let's go over to the wheel. Are you spending more on Amazon ads and getting less return? There's a smarter way to grow, and without increasing your budget. Levanta's Affiliate Shift Calculator shows what you could do if you really allocate just a portion of your ad spend into affiliate marketing. If you're an Amazon seller doing over $5 million a year, this is for you. And guess what? It's free. All you have to do is click on the link in the description to go to your custom forecast today.
All right. So this is for the last week's winner for the workshop, AI workshop from John Gargiulo. He's giving away a $4,000 AirPost giveaway, as well as that AI workshop from Norman Kevin. So it looks like Alan is the winner.
All right.
Congratulations. And Daniel's giveaway will be happening next week on the Wheel of Kelsey. So make sure you come back and we'll contact you for that. So congratulations.
All right. And if you want to enter the Wheel of Kelsey and you're not live on the podcast, you can always just get our newsletter at lwn.news and subscribe. And then all you need to do is enter through the newsletter. And that's about it. This is I was going to say awful again, but this is awesome. Why I have that on my head? Well, anyways, I needed a few bloopers for this reel. Daniel, nobody's talking about this. I only got through a small portion of the questions that we wanted to get through. So hopefully you can come back. We could talk a bit more. And I know I'm testing a bunch of stuff with you right now, so we can give some of those results. But once again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
So that's it for today. I hope everybody liked the content. If you have anything to say about this, put it into our WhatsApp group. I'd love to hear what your thoughts were. Did you learn something new? Like I said, it's very hard to find a lot of information about this, especially in our space. But always trying to bring you some new content. Like I said, we're using this right now just to help get better deliverability, not only with the newsletter, but with some other campaigns that we're doing, even with our clients. But that's it for today, and we will see you next week. Entrepreneur.